Ko Alex Casey tuku ingoa. I'm a journalist and a writer, and I'm truly privileged to be sharing space today with two mother-daughter duos who have carved out an incredible space for themselves and generations of future wahine. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce each duo. If you could clap very loudly for them, that would be amazing. Thank you. Let's go right now. So first up, we have the Coxes. Dr. Barbara Cox is the first captain of the Football Ferns. Thank you. She led the team to their first international victory against Hong Kong in 1975 and has not stopped fighting for women in football ever since. She is also the first woman in New Zealand to earn the top football coaching certificate. She holds a PhD in the history of women's football in New Zealand and was instrumental in allowing boys and girls to play together in mixed teams. Dr. Barbara Cox. And her daughter is Dr. Michele Cox, who joined her mother on the Football Ferns at the age of 19. The two were the first mother-daughter pair in the world to represent their country at the same time. She was once touted as the best exponent of the beautiful game, male or female, to have ever emerged from New Zealand. Cox has worked for FIFA, New Zealand Cricket, been the CEO of the New Zealand Football Foundation, and is now a published author and a Lego Play ambassador. Please welcome Michele Cox. And we're only halfway through. Now we've got the Merediths. Kim Meredith is a writer, journalist, producer, gallerist, poet, artist, and co-founder of Pacific Echoes. Her articles have appeared everywhere from Ensemble magazine to E Tangata, always with a strong focus on the tangata moana experience in Aotearoa. Most recently, she has opened the Kim Meredith Gallery in Auckland, an exhibition space that is entirely tangata moana owned and led. Kim Meredith, thank you. And finally, we have her daughter, Courtney Meredith, an award-winning poet, playwright, artist, the former director of the Pacific Arts organisation Tuatai. She was the first writer of Pacifica descent to hold the prestigious Literatraum Blobertrau residency in Berlin and was awarded the University of Auckland's Young Alumna of the Year 2021. You can see her new work, I Know a Place Where Only Reinvented Women Go, currently showing at the Kim Meredith Gallery. Courtney Meredith.
Aw, thank you.
So, iconic squad, I want to start with Barbara Cox. Let's talk about the opening Football Ferns game. We've got 42,000 people at Eden Park watching women play football. How did that feel, seeing that for you, and how did that compare to starting out in the 1970s?
Well, quite different. I have to say, I'll start with how we began first and then I'll come back. But it was a Saturday afternoon, 1973 in April, and that's when we first started playing on a very little field in Mount Eden with lots of rocks down the side, so it was actually quite dangerous. And I started playing this game. I could run, I could head, I could bang into people and no one whistled me up.
You could toe poke?
Oh yes, I could toe poke the ball as well. So it was just an amazing experience, and that was when I fell in love with football. So to move on 48 years and to be able to see a World Cup here in New Zealand and see the Football Ferns out there giving everything they had and winning 1-0 against Norway was just amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
But that 48 years was not plain sailing, was it? I mean, can you tell us about some of the struggles that you came up against, the uniforms, the cups of tea, those sorts of things?
So the difference in those days, sports manufacturers didn't believe women could play traditional men's sports. So there were no boots available for anyone who had under a size 6 shoe fit. So I had to play my beginning days in children's plastic boots. So you can imagine how difficult it was. And our fields in those days had so much mud. They're so much better now. So you learnt